What the? There we go. Here we go. Hey, folks. Yay. Finally. We're finally getting somewhere because I had an issue. Long story, but this is really for really now. My concentration is all because of this. So let's go on to, first of all, hi, everybody. This is Chaz, Charlie, Charles, Chuck from CGM3 Productions. How are you on this very frigid Friday on the last 2 days of January? Thank goodness it flew by, especially with the polar vortex going out there. As you may know, I am now in the beautiful village of Jeffersonville, New York, and it's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely gorgeous. Everybody's been helping her out right here, and everybody's been doing marvelous. From the mayor to my legislator, which helped me out, to Kat Scott. Thank you so much. With the Sullivan County government's been truly amazing. I've been truly blessed. And well, we're not going to kind of ramble on it like that too much, but this is 47.1 entry, or 48th entry on my journey, and this is the shout out edition. As you may know, about 24 hours ago, I did an update in regards on how I felt with the 4 days of doctor's appointments, blood work, and again, kudos going out to the New York Cancer Blood Center with Dr. Modi and his team, and the beautiful staff at the Catskill Regional Medical Center in Harris with Dr. Altavidi and Brittany and her staff, and we had laughs galore. They missed me, and I missed them back, and I said thank you for saving my life, and really they have, because who didn't realize that I had pancreatic cancer and I have also liver cancer? Okay. They couldn't do anything about it, so the doctors are, trying to figure out what's the next best move. So, as explained, beforehand, it always has a good meaning to it, and what's going to happen. The doctors are going to have a nice little chat, between themselves to see what type of medication. But in the meantime, my chemo, as you want to remember, my chemo visits are going to be limited. Obviously we're still doing the bi-weekly thing, but it's going to be cut back to from 5 hours to 3 hours. So it's all going to be good. It's all good. Now, going on to the next thing, which is definitely the shout out part of it. By the way, did you remember last night? And I know it's been posted everywhere on social media, from Instagram to other platforms, including on Facebook, called the Blank Dive. If you haven't seen episode 3 with the blocks of creation and how to unblock yourself and everything, where were you? Last night was a really fantastic episode with Charles, the Deacon, and obviously Afro Bunny, and special guest Michael Galat. And Michael, you did a wonderful job saying things that's true, being an actor, actress, musician, artist, book writer, script writer. You have to go through that thing to get to the next level, and always raise the bar. Definitely keep everybody attentive. Make sure it's very, very, fascinating, and you want to get more. So if you haven't seen it, it's available on their podcast right through YouTube or on Facebook, but basically on YouTube. And I'm trying to figure out how to get it on Spotify. So that being said, great job, guys, last night. Now, these are really the most important shout outs coming out. The next important shout out, and I keep, coming maybe with different ideas, but this time we're going direct approach, definitely with WSUL and Bulk Gold Media. Now, WSUL has been doing this event for 48 years, 48 God blessing years, and blessings upon them, because what they did for the community, for the heart, for Catskill Regional Medical Center, for everything. It's the from mom and pop to now to Bulk Gold Media, and it's this year in about 3 weeks. It's called the WSUL 40th Annual Heartathon, and you could get boot cards around the area. Just check out the local media sites and everything else. And again, to amazing friends that I culminated throughout the years, and obviously with a great Bogold staff like Don Curcieri, Mr. Vince, and then to today's, announcers, today's personalities like Captain Eddie Wilson, to Jen on the Air, Paul Siliberto. Slide on that. Sorry about that, Paul. And mostly everybody on that team that's going to come together and go into a local resort, which will remain nameless. I'm not going to do any more plugs like that. And they're going to raise money for awareness about the heart, about blood, and everything else. So speaking of blood, there's going to be a huge blood drive at the same place through the New York Blood Center. Now, within about 2 months ago, last year, I actually had, or just the beginning of December, just closing it out, I had my first blood transfusion. Now, let me tell you something. To the people that actually gave blood, and especially with my condition, I thank you for that. You're definitely appreciated. And you're making my life a little bit easier. And again, having this condition with stage 4 pancreatic and liver cancer, it's a fight. And I tell you right now, you never give up. You can't give up on this. This is a battle, where I can't go, oh, woe is me, or, different little things. You just have to live life. You have to eat healthy. You got to do what you got to do. So that point, it's going to be happening in 3 weeks at the WSUL 48th Annual Blood Drive. Heartathon. There you go. Sorry, Eddie. Sorry. And what can I tell you? It's chemo brain, and I'm excited that I'm actually, doing this right now. So, all right. From that, we're going to be moving on to something very close to my heart, right across the street. A great store, great outdoor store with hunting, fishing, hunting classes, hunter safety, the works. And Ryan and the crew are phenomenal. But I know this young couple, and they are definitely a power couple. And I am really out of this, just out of the moon. I'm like, it just didn't hit me. Again, it's a lot of chemo going through my system, and I'm not used to, with it, but it just kind of gave me that wit and everything else. And I got to see my very best friends that I worked at the Villa Roma for years ago. And their names are Scott and Kristen Scardino. What a power couple. Great family, great teachers. They're a great part of my life. So a shout out to them, and especially condolences to the, to the Scardino family, because an uncle, a relative, just recently passed away. So my condolences and my deepest sympathy is with you at the moment. My prayers are with you. So bless you guys, and thank you, especially just for that one moment. And it was just an exciting night, especially during the snow cleaning, obviously in the streets. They did a real good job here. So the next important person that I have to say and a shout out to is the Doc Holliday of the Villa Roma. Social director extraordinaire, entertainer, whatnot. He keeps everything rolling for the Villa Roma. And I was very shocked and stunned that Doc was involved in an accident. He's doing okay. Thank goodness. He is a tough cookie. He's my brother. He's my neighbor. What can I tell you? I'm a stage manager. I used to work up there. I'm a DJ. And we trade, tidbits and whatnot. So, but Doc, this is going out to you. You are strong. You're amazing. Can't wait to see you again, brother, my neighbor. And we'll get together, and speedy recovery. And to you, Joy, Keith, and the entire Holiday family, you guys are the best. You got a good, tight knit, organization with it. So now the next one that's really close to my heart is to my friend out of Western New York. Obviously, happy face. She flies like an eagle. She says, "What do you need?" Or "What do you need me to do?" She's extraordinarily phenomenal. She's fantastic. And my heart goes out to her this week because 3 years ago, earlier this week, her husband, Lou D'Amico, passed away 3 years ago from pancreatic cancer. Now, they did everything what they could up in Buffalo, in Western New York. And I'm wondering, how did, I'm beginning to think I have stage 4 metastatic and they're doing the best they can. Like, how come I get spared and someone else goes with it? It's hard. I guess I'm around the earth for one reason or another, but the spirit lives on, Paula. You see a cardinal, you see a hummingbird, you see a butterfly, you see a dragonfly, you see a dandelion, but the cardinals are the most magical things because they're angels. And my heart is, thinking of you. I'm always thinking of you. And platonically, we're brother and sister. So all my love, all my caring. Can't wait till that big hug that we get to see each other one day. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, the most important thing is what's happening February 1st. Now, February 1st is very, very dark for me. And excuse me why I try not to, I'm holding back my tears, holding back my feeling. I'm keeping it together. 15 years ago, on February 1st, my mother, Olympia Martin, passed away from stomach cancer. Breast cancer survivor, wonderful lady, Olympia Martin, Ollie Martin, and we usually say Ollie's boys. But she opened up to the community to say that's her kid or Ollie's kids. That's even better to say. And she took everything with a smile. Her light is impeccable. And that's where I get to drive, and I get to drive force on it. And sometimes when I have those dark moments and when I start thinking that I want to cry and just saying, I just had it or whatever, I always say that extra prayer and I just try to come on. And this is good therapy for me because let me tell you something. The impact that I bring to you and the impact that I bring to myself, it makes a whole lot better things to be clarified. So, and my friend from years ago, we had a conversation, and I said, this was kind of good. It's like, well, I'm going through a rough spot. Like right now, it's like it's 15 years. It's almost to the day, February 1st, and this just struck me, and I thought about it. It's like, you know what, you're right, because she goes to me very, very kindly and very soft-heartedly, in a caring voice, and said, you're going to see them one day when you get up to heaven or whatever, whatever you believe in. You go up to heaven, you're going to definitely give her the biggest hug. Okay? And happy tears, of course, right in front of God. And he's going to say to you, my mom is going to say to me, what did you do what did you do since the days that I passed? Tell me everything. Did you mourn for me every day? Or did you celebrate your life? Did you celebrate my life? Did you celebrate life? And I said, Mom, I celebrated life. I celebrated everything. I did everything what I could, perseverance-wise, patient wise, yeah, I kind of got into the, rough spots here and there, but I enjoyed life. And that's more accountable. And we're going to go on to saying everything else, and, with a lot of hugs and everything else. And, that being said, you can't, you just can't be in despair in that piece of moment at that piece of time. So celebrate with the ones that you love, and especially the ones who have passed for you. And I'll tell you something, it's one of the best things ever, because what I'm doing now, besides helping, getting this video out and doing immensely, from DJing to on-air personality work, to stage management work, to sharing pictures, to being a part of a terrific film festival, a terrific independent film company called Transcending Pictures, and being a part of that, doing the point of view work, behind the scene work. It's that celebration in its life. That's a legacy, and that legacy becomes legends. And every time that I think about it, it's definitely raising the bar. And that's kind of like my favorite saying. So kind of going to be wrapping this up in a nice little bow. And this is a good test run for the computer. This is a good test run because everything's going to change. Like I said, everything was meant to change in 26. I mean, goodness gracious. I'm in a safe place. Been paying been paying it, and living it. And again, to many wonderful people, I thank you out there for helping me getting through these tough times. So, and again, from the last video to that one, from the last video that I did last night, and going into kind of that, and then the next few weeks, hopefully we'll be able to do a part 1, part 2, because the part 1 will definitely tell you about how's my week, how's everything. Like I said, I'm going to the 21st round next week. The other video is the impact from what this point on last year going into the procedures in mid-February. And it's just an experience. It's something surprising. I mean, I got my color back. I got my strength back, even though I did my steps in the cold weather, no less. But I was practically protected. So on that note, I'm going to say my farewells for now, because it's not farewell. It's just the beginning. It's just, a brief, limited break. Yeah, I'm going to leave you off with a couple of things. Now, obviously, every time I post on, on my channel here on Cold Life, there's two sayings. Don't give up. Don't ever give up, from North Carolina State coach Jim Valvano, to the amazing movie from Gladiator, and what we do in life echoes in eternity. Okay. Well, Facebook, the other platforms, I get up every day, sip my coffee, I say my good mornings, and towards the end, I put in quotations, it's a win. I'm winning. I just got up. Now we're actually, okay, what do you want me to do next? Okay, we're going to go do this, go do that. Go celebrate. Do something with your life. You can't, you just can't go, woe is me every day. Woe is me. Woe is me. Get out there. Be a part of something, And the most important statement that I usually say, and the point is I'm bringing it out, and it was from Transcending Pictures, and in fact, I've been tagging this line a lot. I guess you could say it's one of my favorite lines. You raise the bar. We always raise the bar in life. Even though there's been difficult paths that's happened in everything and whatnot, I'm sure that you could do it, but you have to raise the bar and never give up. Make yourself have that amazing self-esteem. You got this, even through the cold weather. And it's like when, like I said, when the chips are against you, or there's a taste of bad chocolate or whatever, you just throw the chocolate off the side and just go on to another. You just do what you normally would do. So you always raise the bar to the next level. All right. Otherwise, You have a fine afternoon. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. I'll be in touch with you next week. And again, this is Chuck, Charlie Chaz from CGM3 Productions. And I'm going to say peace, love, and we will see you later on. Take care.